Okay, so in this question it says use the simple interest formula, okay, which we're given, I equals P times R times T to find the length of time. 1,556 would have to be invested at 4% to earn $289 in interest. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. We have a formula, I equals P times R times T. We need to figure out what do those letters represent in the formula. Okay, so I represents interest earned. Okay, you would use this to calculate how much interest you earn. P represents the principal amount. That would be the initial amount that you would start with. Okay, R represents the rate, the interest rate. Okay, and it's a percent, but we're always going to turn that into a decimal to calculate it. You always want to turn your percent into a decimal. And then T represents the length of time in years. Okay, so this is time in years. Okay, so we have our I, our P, our R, and our T. Now, the first thing we want to do is figure out which values do we have. Okay, which variables can I replace? So let's read the question again. It says, use the simple interest formula to find the length of time. It says find the length of time. So we automatically know this is what we're trying to find. We're trying to find time. Find the length of time that 1,556 would have to be invested. This is the amount of money we are investing. This is what we're starting with. So which variable would that be replaced with? That's right, the principal amount. This is the amount that is being invested. That is your principal amount. So find the length of time, 1,556 would have to be invested at 4%. Okay, what do you think that represents? That would be the rate. Now, like I said, your rate, when you plug it into the formula, it has to be converted into a decimal. So what would be 4% as a decimal? We would have to divide by 100, which would give us 0.04. So if you just put the number 4 into your formula, you're going to get it wrong. Okay? So find the length of time, 1,556 would have to be invested at 4% to earn $289 in interest. That is the interest earned, so that would be replaced with the variable I. Okay, so we're trying to figure out T. So we have our formula, I equals P times R times T, and we are going to try and get this T all the way by itself. This is what we're trying to solve. We're trying to isolate for T. So let's start by plugging in our values. Instead of writing I, I'm going to put 289 is equal to P, which is represented by 1,556, times the rate, which is 0.04, multiplied by T. Now we have to simplify, and we have to rearrange this equation to isolate for T. So what's the first thing we want to do? We want to figure out we want to simplify this, 1,556 times 0.04, right? Because all of this is multiplied together. I can simplify it. I can actually calculate 1,556 times 0.04. When I multiply those together, I get 62.24. That's going to be multiplied by T. And on the left side, I'm still going to keep this 289. Okay? So now I have 289 equals 62.24 multiplied by T. Well, what's the opposite of multiplication? I'm trying to isolate my variable T. I'm going to divide this by 62.24. If I divide the right side by 62.24, what do I have to do on the left side? That's right, I have to divide it by 62.24. This reduces to 1. 1t is the same as just saying t. And I'm going to simplify my left side. 289 divided by 62.24 is equal to 4.64. And we can leave it as that when we're writing it on the quiz. So the length of time is equal to 4.64 years. That's our time in years. And that's the final answer.